Sup guys, Zanderson 977 here today to do Akame ga Kill episode 8 review. Now in this episode of Akame ga Kill, right, interesting things happen to say the least. Interesting things happen. Couple episodes back, I think episode 6 it was, that we see Shaylee bite the dust. Shaylee was taken out. And in this episode of Akame ga Kill, apparently Balut, right? Balut also bites the dust. Now, when at the very beginning of this series, when Akame ga Kill in the first couple episodes, the members of Night Raid themselves said themselves specifically that because they're assassins, and as the old saying goes, that if you live by the sword you die by the sword. They're basically telling Tatsumi that dying comes regularly with their line of work. So they basically said to Tatsumi that you should be prepared for the consequences of this type of job. They were basically giving him like a warning of sorts, that their life is not really easy cheesy, or not really happy all the time and uplifting, because at the end of the day they're assassins, they kill people for a living. So it's only logical and sensible that one day, by that same method, they will also meet their end. So this episode of Akame ga Kill, Balut, right, he takes out General Lever, which is impressive in its own right. And this was also said by that little blonde hair guy that got knocked down by Balut earlier. He also said that Balut's strength is really only second, right? Second to only Esdet's strength. So Balut's brute force strength is that strong that apparently he is only like second in terms of raw strength only to Esdet. Apparently that's what I pick up from what he was saying. Maybe it means like overall second in command in terms of overall strength, I'm not sure. But I'm sure that Balut himself is a pretty powerful Imperial Arms user. So in this case we see him take out General Lever. General Lever did a couple of cool attacks with that water serpent and those water dragons, but Balut still jumped down and basically beat him. And if it wasn't for that blonde hair dude, he would have did the finishing blow earlier, but the blonde hair dude got in the way to kind of prolong the battle. And because the battle was prolonged, and General Lever did a kind of how should I say this, not really a honorable tactic, because he poisoned himself to use his own, to actually he put poison into his body, right? So he was expecting to die, but he was wanting to bring Balut down with him as well, so he put poison into his body, then used that attack where his blood splashed everywhere, and then used those blood as missiles to pierce Balut's body and infect Balut's body with poison. So right there, he was playing dirty in my opinion, right? He didn't beat Balut straight on up in a fight. In fact, he was pretty surprised that Balut survived some of his attacks. So maybe that's a given to show you that Balut has overall grown in strength from the time General Lever knew him, or from the time that they were together. But so overall he did that knowing that he was going to die, and expecting himself to die to take down Balut with him as well. So Balut got poisoned, and who would have known, who would have guessed that Imperial Arms that Tatsumi would eventually use would be the same Incursio that we see Balut using. Well, you could say that there's been hints here and there, because Balut was training Tatsumi a lot for the past couple episodes. Balut has always been there for Tatsumi, giving him the extra push, giving him the extra edge, encouraging Tatsumi when it was needed, and etc. But it still rather came as a shock to me that Tatsumi would be using the Imperial Arms Incursio, right? And Incursio is pretty powerful. It's we get a backdrop information on it, our source, to tell us basically how this Imperial Arms was made, that it was made from one of those super powerful beasts in their world that could survive any harsh environment, and it has incredible life force energy more than any other beast out there, etc., etc. So Tatsumi, he puts on the armor. He goes up to face off against this blonde hair dude. He basically defeats him with one punch, and that's all is needed from him. And Balut gives him his parting words, saying that if Tatsumi from the get-go is this powerful, it's pretty obvious that over time he will become more powerful than even Balut. So right there, we get confirmation that Balut, he's not going to survive this, right? You know, um, even though I have to say, even though he was poisoned by General Levo, I was expecting that maybe Tatsumi would be able to get someone out there to rush him to medical attention, rush him to help. I wasn't necessarily expecting him to die, but given the trail of incidences that happened ever since Tatsumi got that armor, and we see Balut basically giving him his parting words, like giving him that armor as a parting gift because he's no longer going to be alive. Yeah, it's pretty much confirmed at this point that Balut is officially dead for all intents and purposes. So another member of Night Raid got taken out, and towards the end of this episode, that girl that we saw, who is apparently revealed to be Akame's sister, Kurome, something like that, I'm not sure, but we saw her eating chips on top of this mountain of bodies, right? Like they went on some basically genocide mission to kill a whole bunch of people for what, I have no idea. And all of a sudden she gets this message that she's being called back to the capital to form a group, not just involving her but involving 6 other people as well. So that girl, she's going to join, as I said before, this group of six killers, 6 powerful people out there. For what, who knows, but we'll eventually see what all of this is about eventually. And so basically that's it. Balut, he took down General Lever, but he was too beat up, too worn out to fight against that blonde dude, which got pretty much handled pretty quickly and easily by Tatsumi. So all in all, this was I believe another good episode of Akame ga Kill. Like it very much. So that's it, that's my review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.